Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today is our third review for our third movie review for Fantasy Month. But first, let's start off the review right. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to get copyright strike. If people don't know what that's from a video, AMV, where like they took the quickening scene from this movie, Highlander, The Search for Vengeance, and took out the one good part of this song called Highlander, the one by Lost Horizon, where the lead singer does a face melter scream, or whatever you call it. That song sucks, but that one, there's like a 5 or 10 second part of that song that's really great, and the guy just looped it for his fucking AMV, which was fucking awesome. So, like I promised, we're reviewing the Highlander Search for Vengeance. Is this 2008? I thought it was 2007. It says here 2006. Oh my god. Some places are saying, oh sorry, Manga Entertainment 2007. Fucking IMDb says it's 2008. Whatever. Basically, this movie got made because I guess they were re-releasing Highlander, the original movie, on DVD for the first time, and they were also putting out the new straight-to-DVD Highlander movie. What was it called? The Source or whatever, which stars Adrian Paul from the Highlander TV show. I've never seen that movie. Spoonie did a review for that movie, and it sounded like it sucked. It sounded like it was like a pretty much a shittier version of Blade 3. It even has this Blade 3 kind of premise. Yeah, so this is an anime movie directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri, who's he's one of those anime directors where he's more famous here than he is in in the East. He's famous for his movies Ninja Scroll, and then he got a resurgence in the 2000s with his 2001 Vampire Hunter D movie, which adapted like I think the 7th book in the Vampire Hunter D series. Which, if you want to get into Vampire Hunter D, you're going to have to go to used bookstores or go to your public libraries, because Dark Horse, the people who put them out, only keep in print the latest fucking Vampire Hunter D novels, which they're in their 30s or 20s right now. So like you're like what fucking retards they are. Like you're gonna. Who the fuck wants to start a fucking book series in the 20th fucking volume? I get that they're like standalone books. They're episodic, so you don't really need to read the beginning ones, but it's like, what the fuck? Though if you get the old 80s Vampire Hunter D movie, which is not directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri, that one is based off the first book. Just so you know. So you can watch that movie and pretty much skip the fucking first book. Right? Though I read the first book, they took out these monster hunters out of the book. Out of the anime. Which they were pretty. I thought they were kind of cool, but it doesn't matter. So like, who stars in this great? Why would I say piece of shit? This is a great movie. You got Alistair Abell as Colin McLeod, Debi Mae West as Dahlia, Jim Burns as Doc. Jim Burns was in the original TV show, Highlander TV show, which I might, if I can find it on YouTube, I might review the first episode. You got Nolan North as Marcus Octavius, and Scott Mcneil as Emergon. Emergon is this druid ghost that follows Colin McLeod around. This movie is basically, it's like a remake of the first movie, but takes elements from Highlander 2 and the first movie, obviously. Colin McLeod is a Celtic warrior from, like, I don't know, before Christ. He was fighting the Romans. That's where he first meets Marcus Octavius, and that's where their blood feud begins. Then over the years, you know, throughout the centuries, is Debi Mae West who I think she is? She looks like that one chick from that one from Scrubs. No, she's just a voice actress, cause she looked like this famous actress, TV actress, but no, she's just Debi Mae West is Merle from Metal Gear Solid, for anybody who's wondering. And Nolan North is famous from video games. My boy Scott Mcneil, is he Canadian? He's Canadian, right? Yes, he is Canadian. He's probably most famous for being a part of the Ocean Group, or whatever the fuck they're called now. A Canadian voice acting company where they voice acted a lot of anime, like Inuyasha. They did a version of Dragon Ball Z. They did Death Note. And what are some other popular anime did they dub? Zoids, the first one. And I can't remember. Their latest anime dubs that they've done, which is for Funimation, but it's still them doing it, is Kingdom, which is based off the manga that takes place in ancient China, and they're dubbing Gintama, the third season of Gintama. Sorry, the third series, whatever the fuck it's called. So this anime, it's pretty much based off the movie, except for most of it takes place in modern day New York, but not modern day New York. Sorry, New York in the future. Like I think it was like 2187 or something. There was a century of global warming and nuclear holocaust or whatever the fuck, I can't remember. Basically destroyed America, and now America is basically different city-states. And the person who runs the city-state of New York, where Colin McLeod shows up, is Marcus Octavius, his old enemy, who killed his beloved Moya. Who you got this twist in the movie. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I thought it was weird. They have reincarnation in the movie, which I thought is kind of weird, but since you have like ghosts and shit and like Christian, whatever. But I think that, and like I kind of thought that the whole reincarnation thing came from the Japanese directors, because most Japanese people are Buddhists, right? And Buddhists believe in reincarnation. Even the Shintos believe in reincarnation, if I'm not mistaken. But like it's written, the story is by David Abramovitz and Gregory Wyden. I have no idea who these guys are. I'm assuming they worked on the TV shows. No, he worked for War of the Worlds Goliath, which that was an animated sci-fi film. So I have no idea why they had him. What about Gregory Wyden? To write movie about the first black samurai. What the fuck? Oh, I heard about that guy. There's like a... Yeah, there was apparently a black samurai. He was like a mercenary that worked for Nobunaga. Yeah, so the movie, it has a lot of cyberpunk elements, especially when it takes place in the future. But the story, besides from the flashbacks from the past, McLeod teams up with this girl named Dahlia, who's a hooker with a heart of gold, who's a Christian, which is how many whores do we know that have like that love to wear the Christian crucifix on their necks, right? But yeah, like he teams up with Dahlia. They want to take down Marcus. Turns out Marcus has been to keep the residents of New York in control. He's been developing this virus to kill the people who don't submit to his will. He has vaccines for those who will. And at the end of the movie, you have the final confrontation with Connor McLeod and Marcus, where they're going to fight to the death, and Colin has to kill Marcus before he can release a new version of the virus that has 100% kill rate, right? So that's the movie. There's a lot of cool action. The music was good. The writing was mostly okay. There is some CGI shots in the movie, but it's mostly used for vehicles and shit like that. There's a shot that's a pretty cool shot of like Colin getting chased by a helicopter, and like it's obviously like the background is CGI while they're just animating him running. But that's okay. There's some I noticed that there's some shots in the movie that's like very reminiscent of shots from other Kawajiri movies like Bloodlust, the Vampire Hunter D movie. You even got like a shot that reminds me of Ninja Scroll near the end, which I thought was really cool. Sorry, I just need my throat's getting dry. You had like, I would say like a lot of the shots there's like shots when they're in Japan and shit that reminded me of at the time the upcoming Highlander PS2 game that was supposed to come out, that was gonna have like levels where you're in Rome and you're in like Japan and all that shit, and it's also took place in New York. That unfortunately never came out, but where that game also starred a McLeod. We almost had a fourth McLeod called, I think his name was Owen McLeod, I can't remember. Yeah. R.I.P. that game that never came out. It looks super sweet, and like I think it was Square Enix was gonna put it out. We can never get good things. I'm probably gonna check out the Highlander PS2 game trailer after this. Yeah, like they even like this movie is such a remake of the first movie, though. Like obviously they changed shit, but they even had there's like a very artsy, tasteful sex scene in the first movie. They even have that in here, which was done very well. There are some, of course, it being a Kawajiri movie, of course you're gonna have your anime titties, but there's not a lot for you perverts out there. The ultra violence was great, obviously. The beheadings were great. You got some really cool quickenings in the movie. Unfortunately, there's only like 4 immortals in the whole movie. One is like there's a fight against Colin versus a mutant, right? Wait, is there only 4? Yeah, there's only 4 immortals. Like you have Colin fighting this mutant with this chainsaw that was really cool. The villain has a Japanese girlfriend. I forget her name. She's one of the mortals that fight that are in the movie. Obviously, that though Colin never fights her, his girlfriend fights her, which was able to defeat her by like shoving a fucking grenade in her mouth and blowing her head off, which was like super cool. But yeah, like she ends up dying too, and then like you get the twist that like his girlfriend, his long lost wife, was being reincarnated throughout the centuries, and they kept meeting up with each other. So you had like